Hello, welcome to the garden. So I thought I would kick off a garden week. It is such a beautiful evening in the garden. I'm feeling inspired. Periodically I do these little, I call them a garden week. Basically just I post every day, and it started with just posting videos every day. And then I kind of transitioned into posting a whole week. And just every day in the garden and what I'm doing and how things are changing. It's such a time of year for growth, and I'm just out here so much that I thought it'd be fun to share with you every day how the garden's changing, what I'm getting out here doing. Maybe it'll just kind of be some motivation or some fun for you, or just, I don't know, just share. And I'm just, feeling inspired out here. So I thought I would take you with me for my little evening of garden chores, which started off with feeding the fish who are over here eating. I have talked about this container pond a few times. I absolutely love it. It is just such a joy in the garden. The fish make me so happy. And I did do a couple little updates to it recently. As you can probably hear right now, there's a new fountain. So I added in this new fountain that actually it's plugged in. So it's just running, instead of being running on solar power, which I had in the past, it's just actually plugged into the house, which is, working better, especially because my container pond is in kind of part shade. So that way it actually is really running. And I feel like the water is super clear right now. Everything is really happy and healthy. The fish are doing great. I haven't had too much algae on the sides. It's been really good. And then I did add in, which is looking a little wonky, but I'm hoping these little horsetails will start standing up straight soon. So I had a big pot full of horsetails in my garden for the longest time, and then I planted them into the ground, and I had to take a little break there because the neighbors are doing construction. But I moved around the horsetails a few times, and then I thought I would see if I can establish them in the container pond and just see if I can get them growing. I do have them in a pot that is submerged. They like wet roots. Hopefully it's not going to be too wet for them, but something was jumping on the old bog plant container that I had in the pond and kept knocking it over. So I'm hoping that since this container is submerged, nothing can jump into the pond and land on it. I don't know, we'll see. I feel like this one is starting to curve upright, which is a good sign. And so hopefully maybe the others will start kind of being more upright and, hopefully grow properly in this container. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I may have to come in here and stake things, but we're going to give it a try and just, see if it works. But it'll be nice. I just wanted to have another plant in there to help with the filtration of the water. I feel like, that's just so important for the pond, but it's looking really clear and really pretty good right now. So that's exciting. As you can see, the fish all go and hide when I'm messing with it, but that's good. While I'm over here, I wanted to show you another really pretty plant that has started blooming. This is a penstemon. I had it in a cottage garden container that I grew last year that I loved, and at the end of the season I decided to plant it out, and so I planted it out here, and it has started to bloom this year and just really taken off. A second year perennial is such a different creature. It looks so beautiful and full. And I mean, is this not, when you think cottage garden, this kind of flower is just perfect. And I think it looks pretty too. The coleus is right here, and the little sweet potato vine is kind of just hanging out. I do have this hole in this bed right now, and I put a coleus in. I moved this from a different spot where it wasn't really showing up, and I'm hoping it'll get some sun and kind of fill in. And I have a little bit of swamp milkweed back there that's supposed to be growing, but I started those from seed in the winter. They're a first year annual, so I don't know. I may go to the garden center if I can find a bigger size milkweed that's already really started and established, and just pop that in, because that's kind of the last piece of this little space. Is I just want another milkweed here. But the echinacea is doing okay. It's about to bloom. Got some black-eyed Susans that should be blooming in there too. So other than that, I like the changes that I've made to this area, and I think it looks pretty next to the container pond and everything. We just need something in that hole. While we're over here, you can see that The nasturtiums are about to bloom. This is gonna be so beautiful when all of this is blooming. And I am just letting these nasturtiums take over this whole bed. I'm not worrying about it. It's just gonna be a big nasturtium bed, and that's fine. Although there is some Swiss chard back here. And then I also have, of course, the tomatoes, which are starting to grow. They're hitting the first like rung of the arch, which is a good sign. They kind of just took off. Like, let's make a mark here. This is Monday, it's the beginning of the week. And let's see where they're gonna be. Well, technically it's Sunday, but it'll be Monday when you see it. We'll see where they are at the end of the week. I swear they will have grown inches. It's just so amazing with this like time in the growing season, just how much growth happens so quickly. And I just looked up and I just saw something so exciting. My first rose blooms. Oh my gosh, these are the Lavender Crush roses. It's a climbing rose. Oh, it is so beautiful. Let me give it a smell. Oh, it smells so good, and they're just so pretty. I'm so happy. I decided to add roses to the garden this year. I haven't grown roses in the garden before, and it started with the David Austin rose. I'll show you that in a second. So my rose plan for the garden this year started with this David Austin rose. This is the Princess Margarita, and I ordered this in the middle of winter. It came as a bare root just a week or two ago, and I guess maybe just a week ago, and it's starting to leaf out already. It's a bit behind, obviously, the Lavender Crush, which I actually picked up. I think I picked it up at Walmart, and it was another. So this was just like a $10 little bare root rose that I found at Walmart, and it was too perfect because I had been debating about getting a purple rose or getting the, like, this is going to be like a really beautiful apricot toned rose, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted. And so I was so excited to find this purple rose, and it's kind of pretty because it's got like the little white centers. It's very delicate, smells so good. Ugh, those are really, really beautiful. I saw that they were about to bloom, but I can't believe I'm totally surprised to see them blooming tonight. This is a super fun surprise. I've got another really beautiful bloom that I wanted to show you. This is a ranunculus, another one of the Masha ranunculus mix that I started from seed. As you can see, we've got the red one that's starting to fade now, the yellow, which is kind of broken, and then this beautiful white, which is just so stunning. So many gorgeous flowers. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Well, hopefully the noise does not continue. We've got air conditioning on and stuff too. I will try better for the rest of the week to not have quite as much background noise, so I apologize, but I wanted to show you a couple more blooms I actually picked up at the grocery store. So my daughter's birthday is coming up, and we're doing a tea party theme, and I wanted some roses for the table for our tea parties, so I picked up a couple little, just, I don't even know if there's a variety on these. I think they're just kind of like miniature roses, but so pretty. This kind of picks up my apricot rose tone colors, so I was excited to find this one, and I'm going to try to keep them growing on even after, you know, her birthday party. And then a green rose, which, oh, here, there's a tag of this one. It's just a miniature rose. Rosier miniature rose. Rosier miniature rose. Okay, that's all there is to it. But this one is kind of green, which has like these little green flowers, so I think that'll be really pretty for on the centerpiece of the table. And then I might get some more roses from the store. I need to trim my petunias, but I was thinking that what I will do is actually wait and then do all of my pruning, like trimming my petunias. I need to trim back my mint and use some of those flowers for the tablescape for her party, and hopefully just kind of be able to add a little fun. Petunias make a pretty good cut flower. They're just sort of like a weird rambly sort of stem, so sometimes it's kind of hard to use them in arrangements because, you know, they're not big long stems, I guess, so they don't really fit super well into a traditional vase, but they can be really pretty in a container. So I'm going to save my pruning of petunias and prune some of those for the arrangements, and then also might prune some like gomphrena, because gomphrena is another great container cut flower. It's really great for that. So I've got a couple plants in the mix, but I thought it was fun to find some of these roses. And then I thought, you know what, we're just going to add more roses to the garden, because I'm just, the foxglove and the roses this year, you can see I'm feeling very much the like cottage garden feel. So yeah, now I need to water the Russian sage that I transplanted. You'll have seen it in a couple videos back, or maybe last video. It's looking a little wilty, so we need to water it. Luckily, we did get some rain, so I had a little bit of a break today with watering the garden. I really don't have any chores that I want to do right now, or projects. I'm kind of liking everything in the garden right now. I did see another exciting thing was that the melons and pumpkins that I planted in the raised bed are coming up, and so I thought I would just show you those right now again, so we can kind of track the progress over this week, because I'm sure they are also going to change quite a lot this week. This, beginning of June, it's just such a fun time. It's such a fun time to kind of track that progress and watch how fast everything is growing. So let's take a look at those melons and squash. These are the pumpkins. I meant to say pumpkins and melons. And then here are the melons. We'll free this guy. The peppers in this bed are also putting on a decent amount of growth finally for the first time, and the eggplants. All right, well, it feels a little hectic out here with the construction and the air conditioners and everything. I will try to find quieter, better times for sound, as I said. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and it is a garden week, so I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday in the garden. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and thanks so much. Bye-bye.